Hey guys, and welcome to the Mims Beginning. The Mims is a god game. We control these little creatures known as Mims. You are their savior. They rely on you for everything. Their absolute success or failure will depend on your decisions. It will be the Mims' hard work, but you are the boss. So we're going to go into the story here, and you'll get a little background on what Mims are. I've already played the tutorial. Pretty basic, you guys would just be bored, so we'll hop right into Prayer of the Gods. Alright, I'll share the story of Mims, but only in part for now. Somewhere in the vast sea of stardust, there once existed planet Momo, a home to the sentient and advanced species known as Mims. They live quite happily in equilibrium and harmony with their planet's energy. As a result of certain events, which I shall relate at the end of our adventure, Mims were forced to evacuate from their planet on two giant freighters. One of them carried the DNA orb, a relic of immense power capable of restoring all life on planet. So we do not know what happened to our home planet, and we will not know to the end of the game. But in the midst of the flight, it was struck by a meteorite splinter, being sent off its course and deeply into the galaxy. The extent of damage was such that the freighter could only drift inertly in space. I love the music in this game, by the way. It's super solid. Beset by meteorites, it eventually reached the atmosphere, made up from hundreds of floating islands. Somewhere on their surface lays the DNA orb, along with all the parts required for repairing the ship. Most Mims continue to drift in atmosphere, waiting helplessly for rescue, while a select few reach the escape pods. These are known as Mim bubbles. We will be rescuing Mims later in the game from the deadly atmosphere. The transporters that they can construct are woefully under-equipped to lift the survivors beyond the atmosphere. Their only hope rests now in finding the ship fragments in a DNA orb somewhere in the vast archipelago of floating islands. Before they repair the freighter, rejoin the other Mims and settle a new planet with the power of the orb. So we must receive the orb for our Mim species to continue. Wimley. It's so peaceful here. Everything has belonging and energy, so everything is an energy. Even though they knew much, they didn't understand anything. Death and destruction are all that are left from our home, thanks to their greed. Jimly, what a Mims crap we've got here. Unfortunately, no one listens to us ordinary workers. I don't like the situation as well, but I've got an idea. Let's organize our fruit whip round to pray for the divine energy. We're gonna put our problems to death. The voices of calm Mims, even the brightest, have never been appreciated. Maybe you'll hear it, and who knows, maybe they'll trust you completely. So this is all basic stuff here. So the first thing we want to start in the Mims is we want to build our Psi Tower. Psi Tower allows you to control Mims. It will give you all your abilities, and it affects the area you can manipulate. So we want to manipulate the biggest area possible. Here is probably the best thing because we can't build it in the river. And this bottom area I find is kind of a better area for kind of what we're going to be doing. So the game has two kind of currencies, biomass and gems. Gems are a little bit hard to get a hold of, so you don't really want to waste them. So looking at our objectives, we need to amass 350 biomass and 3 chronos. Chronos are an animal. So the first thing we need to do is we need to start amassing biomass. And it's going to explain a couple things like the tower charges faster if you have energy in the plant, and a couple other things like that. But first we want to get fruits. We only get buy one. They yield a little amount of fruit, but they grow quickly, and they actually throw them. So I actually recommend doing 4. I don't recommend doing more than 4 because it's kind of wasteful. I wouldn't recommend also building more than one extractor. Extractor is what gets your food out, but it costs a lot of crystals to build extractors. I also recommend building a second silo as well, because you're going to need more than 300 biomass to build some of the stuff later. Like a house, you cannot build with a max 150. One other thing to note though is that by building more fruits, we're going to increase our fruit smell, and we're going to get more of these caterpillars. The caterpillars will eat your fruit. Do I have one on the main island? No, good. As they come to the bottom part, I'm going to kill them. On the top part, I'm going to, for the most part, leave them alone, because they take quite a bit of energy to defeat. The next thing we want to do is clear out a couple of these areas, but we also need power. So, only get power once we get enough biomass. Extractors don't use power, so you can run them infinitely unless you're trying to save stuff to feed your creatures. We'll get into that a bit later. See, our things are throwing the fruits, and we're juicing them for biomass. Power is probably our most important thing, because it allows us to get more energy to clear the island faster. So, with wind turbines, you want them in an area that isn't really blocked, and they're also based on your wind speed. This is a wind speed high area, so we won't have too much trouble. So this is a really clear area, so build one here. They do take gems as well. However, I do recommend building 2. More than 2 is possibly a little bit wasteful. I also want to burn up this area here. Oop. You don't want to burn your Mims. I'll show you what the burn power does here. It's also going to freak out these Mims a little bit, but just so we have this area a little bit more clear for our usage. So we want to build a house. So, 1 wind turbine, and then start working on the house here once you get up to 200 biomass. One other thing is there's also stuff you can interact with on the island, which is quite neat, which will affect the island. So this gives Mims more energy. I haven't explained to this, but houses, the Mim power will give your Mims more energy. Once Mims run out of energy, they will function a lot more quicker. You can also take off the automation of Mims, but I don't generally recommend that either. So, I'm gonna get a second turbine up here, just so we can get more power. Because trees will take 2 attempts to burn them down. Okay, so once the Mims are out of here, here's 1. I don't recommend this before you get your turbines, because you won't generate power, because trees will grow themselves slowly. So you have to have enough power to burn twice. So, that's good, because we'll need this area a little bit later. We can also give these Mims back a little bit of energy before we build our house. So, build a house over here, that's fine. And when you can get Mims in a big part, especially when they're building, is a great time to use your replenishment. See, that guy spread out. So we cannot kind of get them all in one. But using side replenishment is a good way to get Mims back up to energy rather quickly. So, we have 8 gems. We can start collecting gems from stuff on the island, from all these crystal dispensers. So, one thing, this will allow Mims to rest. Let's go inside. You can send Mims inside as well. I see a couple Mims are going in. Only so many Mims can be in a house at a time. So you also have to keep that in mind. So burn that. Okay, good, I totally got rid of the tree. Okay, and then we can start focusing on blasting crystals. So the other thing we're going to need is a biolab. Biolabs allow you to start producing animals. We want the biolab kind of close to anything else. So that's good, got that started. We got a good amount of biomass. We're going to need another silo, mostly because we're going to need to build a science center, but we're also going to need 350 biomass. So all the important stuff. So do we have enough for one more silo? Oh, but I think we need something to research. No, and we don't need it anyway, so. But we can blast up the crystal. It'll take 2 blasts if you hit it point blank. Sometimes you can hit crystals point blank if you're not quite in range. For example, here, I couldn't quite hit point blank. So, So focus on crystals you can take out in 2 hits first is a good kind of conventional wisdom. And spaceport. I don't think we need to focus on spaceport because it will take extra biomass. So we can research chronos. Once they're researched, we can create them for 150 biomass. So it takes time and power. We're not currently banking any power because we're using power to recharge our psi tower. Sun pickup is just a speed boost. It's actually all of them in a good bunch there. So if you can get all the caterpillars in a big bunch, you can do a lot of damage to them. So whenever you can get them in a big bunch. But the nice thing is these things are thawing the fruit, which is drawing them in, so they're not really in our main area. But more will show up, but we've effectively dealt with a lot of them. So, oh, did we shoot this one actually to our area? No, that one was here before. So the chrono will want to eat things, but also this caterpillar will also try to eat things. So it's going to kind of be a competition between the two. But these damaged ones, or is that a new one? No, see, those are both hurt ones, but want to deal with that Caterus right away here. So Mims are getting quite tired. But Mim homes are expensive. Like I said, we really need to keep our crystal consumption low. So we can't really afford to. See, that was a cocoon. Now I have another caterpillar to deal with here. So I can't. So what we can do is I can get this Mim to go out of here. Ooh, actually, let's wait till that caterpillar's in here. And burn them all with the tree. So you can't really burn structures, so don't really worry about it. So this caterpillar, we need one more hit into him. If I can get him with that tree, that'd be perfect. That's just quite a bit more. So we're not generating power because we're using power with our biolab and trying to generate here as well. So yeah, burn them out, whatever. Try not to get any of my caterpillars or Mims in there. So burn him out, and he should die here. Perfect. Usually it takes 2 burns or 2 psionic explosions. Psionic explosion doing more damage. I don't recommend building more fruits because they're going to use up crystals, and you're only going to be able to get them so quickly. Also, if you feel your things are growing slowly, you can also stop the production of the extractor. So that way, there's more fruit for your things to eat. Ooh, do we not even have enough? Oh wait, we still do. You really need a spaceport because it allows you to get more crystals. So I am going to load the spaceport up here. Once we get to 150. Each second here. I think it's 10 each, there you go. So, spaceports allow you to send livestock into space in exchange for crystals. It's the only way to get crystals once you've run out of crystals on your island. So very important. You can also speed up the game too, if you need to. So, it can be a good way to do on peaceful maps, but on maps where there's like other enemies and stuff happening, it's not always kind of the best thing to do, but you can do it. So if you need to do a small area as well, and you can't use the psi explosion, you can use the burn because it has a smaller radius. So we can only load our chronos. We can set it to load, so when they grow fully grown, which I'm not sure if we have any fully grown, they will be loaded into the transporter. We're also fueling it. I just fuel it up right away because it doesn't cost that much, and then it's ready for when you want it. So this guy's a boost. Okay, perfect. And like I said, it really would be nice to have more fruit throwers, but we really need the silo. And once we have that, we can actually pretty much turn this off. Unless we don't want to get more chickens, but chickens will kind of grow eventually. Get those guys up. Every pack gives them one little fill, so this one's fully done, so we can load it. So, okay, we can build. So they're gonna work on the silo, which is good. They'll get us over 300. The chronos being loaded. We need a total of 3 chronos. So they'll work on that. That's the second one. I do have another chrono started, maybe not, because I might be out of biomass. But the only other thing I didn't explain is actually how the chronos work. So chronos, slow, small, weak, needs a medium amount of calories to grow to maturity, and is the only animal that will eat yellow biofruit. That is the big benefit of the chrono, is it will eat the yellow biofruit, which is kind of like the biofruit that there's the most of. So with this one, I don't know if we can, yeah, we can't reach it because of ways. This one we can reach, but we're not going to be doing maximum amount of damage. So, had to do it over a couple hits. But that won't be the end of the world. Oh, now we're charging that, so now we're losing power in our biolab. Once it's charged to full, then we should resume. No, and even then it's still struggling. Maybe I just won't have enough to power both, but that'll give us lots of chickens. And then one more shot. No, possibly even 2 more shots. Unless I can get a good one in there, but I'm just gonna pause here. So what happens is they'll throw the things out and the chickens can... No? Yeah, one more. See all the worms over here that came, but... So the power and everything's going. We could even speed it up here. Because we're pretty much just waiting for the chickens to grow. So once our chickens grow to full size, we'll be good to go. See if we can get 3 Mims going in here at once. So, oop, one. Perfect. Everything like that. There we go. So get rid of that thing. And there we go. So now we just gotta get our maximum biomass by turning the extractor back on. So if we look at, oops, it's not an objective, objectives are here. We have 3 chickens loaded, we just need to get the amount of biomass. Oop, got another. It's gonna burn it because that's a smaller radius. Oop! Did I light that Mim on fire? I did, but he's pretty resilient actually. So the caterpillar's gone. So now that we have the stuff going, we'll be good to go. But like I said, we'd love to have more of these, but we have exactly 0 gems. We'll get a lot more once we're completed. There we go. So, let's pause. Got enough biomass for Nectar of the Gods. Go to the ruins and complete it. The Nectar Feast of the Gods is ready. Select one of the Mims and send them to the altar ruins, so you can pay tribute to the divine energy. You'll gain Mim grab food by doing that. Send, okay, and then it's just going to give you the basic send a Mim stuff. So, we'll send a Mim, and then we're going to use the decoy. I'm not sure if you guys have seen me use the decoy, but what it does is it gives them Mim speed, but it also sends out these decoy rabbits. Enemies will try to eat the rabbits so they can save your livestock and Mims if there are predators. For the most part though, it's better off just attacking the predators, but if you need to, it's a way to go. You've helped the Mims prove that they still respect divine energy, that they care about nature and their own lifestyle. Of course, the energy rules over the universe doesn't need sacrificial nectar, as Mims had thought. Kindness and respect for the laws of nature caused divine energy to show Mims how to protect the future. Now you should build a science center and discover technology as being presented to Mims by the gods. Build a science center. So... oh, we need 5. Okay, so we need to launch. Oh, turn back. So I don't know what's killing all our power, really. But... so, discover the future prediction text. So, the ship will head over there, and then once it arrives, we'll get our crystals. As we saw here, each chicken yields 2 gems. So, we can even get... but I guess we don't want to spend too much money, because we want to make sure we have a good amount, because we need, how much, 400, or... that's bio. This is science. 400. So. So that one's dead. Nice, we got both of those actually. Just in case we need to deal with them. There. They started on the path, so they're still on their way. So wait, let's just speed up a little bit. $450. They're almost there, so I'm gonna buy another chicken. There you go. So it arrives. Now the Mims all have to go and collect the gems. So you just do that, because then he'll be moving a little bit faster. And even do that, really get those guys moving a little bit. So there's quite a few gems there that we're going to be bringing in, because we received quite a few gems. So it's 5, and we'll have 6 because we turned 3 chickens. There you go. We can build a science center right there. So, not sure if these Mims that are going to be working on that, but there you go. So we could actually load, set our transport to load as well. I don't think we want to spend. So you can rescue Mim workers, but don't think we really need to that badly, because we have lots of workers here. So science center is almost complete. We can speed up. So Mim skills technology. In the science center, discover new technology and teach Mim workers some new skills that will come in handy later in the game. Now you should focus on research the future prediction technology. The first red prediction technology in order to predict only near future events. So near future prediction. So it takes 2 energy, and it takes some and we don't get any new skills. So complete. So close, middle, far. Now look at time at the bottom of the screen. A part became red, which means you can predict events such as appearances of vermin or predators from outer space, like meteor showers or island earthquakes will take place in the near future. Pointless Sydney is my favorite activity. Having said that, if we can predict the future, maybe we should try that out now. Okay, let it be so. So they're predicting a rain shower. Oh great, it is going to rain. You can tell it from the weather forecast. Stop whining. You have to get rid of boredom somehow. Prefer to lie down and do nothing, be my guest. May just tell me, however, that even could be difficult for you. That's why I would chill if I were you. Mr. Officer, are we there yet? One more question and I'll make you stand guard over grass. Make sure it doesn't escape. Move it, you fur-brained oaf. So that's a new type of food, as we're seeing here. Speaking of which, where are these bushes? Cut them down. But his plants that we all our lives do. What about the circle of life? We can't. Or would you rather guard grass for 2 more days, you tree hugger? We're on a mission now on taking a view. Something precious hiding under this pile of metal. And we won't be able to uncover it. We're going to need a team of special equipment. So here's the Cuban perimeter. Nothing more, nothing less. But anyway, guys, we have completed the first mission. And we'll continue in the next one for more Mims the Beginning. Thanks, guys. Later.